Hi and welcome to the tutorial video for the command room pack. Okay, so this is going to be the battle table that I'm going to do first, and it's pretty basic. I've already scalpeled all of this out following the lines and so on and so forth. There you go. Just grab my scalpel here. First things first is once it's all cut out, I'm going to need to actually score the image so that it can be carefully folded over. As always, on the printed image you'll have all the little red and green markers to show exactly where to score, and there's always a visible line to follow on that anyway. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead basically and score out these areas here. So that's all the scoring done. All I've got to do really is just bend all this through. When you're bending this, now sometimes on the scoring, what you might do is you might score it, I like to score it quite heavily because the bends are really quite small, the lines are quite thin. If you don't score it enough, it can be quite hard to kind of bend this through. But you can always kind of start to bend it, and if you feel like you need to rescore it, you can score it a little bit more. Yeah, there we go. I'm going to start bending this through. On some of these smaller bends, you really want to try and get the lines as kind of, you've got a lot of pinching to do basically. So when you've got to bend, make sure you really pinch it down flat. Okay, so that's the table bent through. That is definitely one of the more tricky folds to do, and I had to rescore a couple of those lines, as you probably saw, albeit speeded up. What you end up is with this kind of little podium type step affair going on, and all we're going to do then is, once it's all bolstered out, is that'll sit on top. And this will pop on top and give it a little bit of depth. Now at the moment it's all a bit wobbly, especially where I've been folding and bending these various different areas out. But that's okay, because what happens is that once we start popping these in and gluing each bit as we go, it kind of sort of squares it all up, because these are quite solid and square. So okay, so first thing I'm going to do then, just a quick note as well, sometimes what you can do, and I think I did it on the other ones, is actually I just scored this, cut completely removed off this bottom part, and then just stuck that on afterwards. I just thought I'd try it this way and do it as a scoring as indicated, just to see if it makes any difference whatsoever. But I might end up just popping that off at some point. Okay, so first thing I want to do is I just want to make sure that I use the command table upper base, and you've got like a command table lower base. This is going to be your steps. I'm going to need to glue this in, so I'm going to glue, and when we do this we glue them one at a time. So we'll do that, and I'll glue directly onto this surface here, and then I'll glue around the edge at the same time and just ease that in, and then there'll be a lot of me holding this in position as it were. So I'm just going to go ahead and pop that in. That's that done. So next thing I'll do is just glue this bit in here. Make sure that fits nicely. Yep. Okay, and that's kind of there. Sometimes you probably see with the ruler here, you kind of might want to reinforce these little steps, make sure that the bits are sticking down perfectly, as it were. Oh, just pull that up. Yeah. But that's pretty much it. While that's kind of drying, I'm just gonna bolster out this. Now with this base, it very simply glues directly on the bottom there, and I can do that now. Okay, so that's the base glued on, and that is pretty much the battle table done. The last thing is, when I did this, I've created this, basically this outside piece is an exact copy of what's already on there, minus the sort of schematic, as it were. But when you sort of do that and you stick it on top, it gives it a really nice sort of 3D feel to it, and the screen looks dropped down, sunken in. It's kind of the finisher that makes the battle table look, you know, that gives it that little X factor. So all you basically got to do is very carefully just glue this onto the top. Now, I wouldn't ever glue directly onto here, you can end up with messing about, so I always sort of glue on this part here, and I tend to kind of sort of smear glue this. You really don't want a lot on there. In fact, I might just do it on here if I can. No. So yeah, you just want to kind of get a blob on there and just sort of almost use that to smear down the whole area. And there it is. That's your command battle table done. 2 of these to a sheet, looks pretty good in a command room pack. There we go. Okay, that's the tutorial video for the battle table. We'll move on to the command table. We'll move on to the console now.